Okay, so we're with Lao, and we'll be
Okay.
talking about Moon in the first Aquarius opposite Mars in Leo in the seventh. Okay. Where do you live, first of all?
I live in Miami right now.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And what I'm feeling the Mars in Leo in Miami.
Yeah. It's very Martian, yeah.
Okay, what is your kind of environment in Miami?
I live on the beach and yeah, I mean, environment wise, I'm Taurus in the fourth house, so I spend a lot of time getting things together. I'm very handy DIY activities sort of thing. But my environment in Miami, I work with kids. I work with special needs children. For high net worth families, but that's more of a Saturn Pluto trine situation that I have over there. Uh,
Well, I'm feeling the Leo as well. The Leo-Aquarius, high net
yeah,
worth.
working with kids. Oh, high net worth? I can see that.
Yeah. Um, Leo Aquarius feels like people who are more established in the real world. They have a business, they have a name, they have a reputation, they have projects, they have some kind of organizations that they run. Also because the opposition is very near Regulus, right? Fixed star Regulus. So when you
Hmm.
say that high net worth individuals, I immediately feel that. Okay,
Okay.
so you said that they're special needs. So what is that? Can you just describe maybe who are you working with currently?
I'm currently working with a baby that was born at 24 weeks. So she was extremely premature. She's on the spectrum and she's an Aries moon and a Sag rising, Sun Mars conjunction in the first house. So she's just very explosive and spends a lot of time. So I spend the majority of my day regulating and teaching how to regulate her emotions and just working back and forth with parents on I work with astrology and kids. So I build out, this is an Aquarius moon thing. I build out systems and I lay out the family functions and how the family synastry interacts so that everybody's getting what they need out of each other. And with the baby right now, she just turned 2.5 and she started preschool because I said it's a Jupiter Venus conjunction in her eighth house of collaborations. It might be a good time for her to start preschool, and it went really well. So I use astrology to work with kids, and especially kids that can't speak yet. I figure out what their holdups are, how they interpret the world, how they see the world, how they feel emotions, and I work through it that way. The last child that I had was oppositional defiant disorder. So everything that I asked her to do, she would say no, and she had an Aquarius Mars. So it was those kinds of
Okay, do
things.
you feel the Mars in Leo in your seventh house?
Yes.
That she's defiant, and also the child that you work with now, that you spend the whole day regulating her emotions, her outbursts, Mars and
For
Leo
the
in the
most
seventh.
part, yeah. 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 For the most part, yeah.
Okay. What do you do as a hobby? Do you like to go out and be with friends? Go to
I
concerts?
Not anymore. I went through that phase, but that was more when I was a progressed Sag moon. Right now, I spend a lot of time doing home decor. I do astrology consultations. I spend a lot of time with my dog. The moon rules my sixth house, and I'm known as Poe's mom. So I have a giant black dog, and I spend a lot of time at the park and socializing, doing things with him in that respect.
Okay.
But
There
yeah,
it is. Okay, so your dog, what was his dog's name?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, that for me is your Mars in Leo, conjunct
Yeah,
Regulus.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
The opposition with the moon in Aquarius is that he takes you to the park to socialize with all the people that are there. And so you're
yeah.
known for being his mom, Moon Mars.
Nobody knows my name. Everyone knows his name. It's very like that.
Ah, interesting. Makes me think about
Mm-hmm.
Mars in your seventh house, Leo. Someone else
Mm-hmm.
that is known. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. You said big black dog.
Yeah, he's a greyhound. Pope, come, come over here. He's a greyhound. Oh, where's that? There you go.
Okay. Uh-huh.
He's a
So he's
giant
very
black
noticeable.
greyhound. Yeah, he's a
Uh-huh.
Taurus, Sun, Virgo rising, Mars in Pisces, Venus in
Well,
Aries.
let's just stay with this opposition to not make it too much for the
Mhm.
people that are listening or watching. Okay, so I really feel him in the Mars in Leo because I imagine he's kind of outstanding. And so people will get your attention because of him. I guess that's what I
Yeah.
imagine.
Mhm.
Okay.
A lot of my emotional involvements, partnership relationships also encapsulate a lot of dog and kid rearing things. All of my dynamics are either in relation to dogs or carry for children, and my partners are supportive and or help in that way,
Can you
which
give
is
an
also
example? Like,
um a date on the weekend will look like going to the dog park, stopping by kids' houses that I used to work for, and just hanging out with the dogs, the kids. The parents and I are really good friends, and my partners will just tag in on that. So it's more so my life revolving children and dogs and the people that I work with, and then my relationships kind of take like the side of it. And
yes, I
yeah,
like that. Okay, so it's a very active social lifestyle that you have, knowing lots of people around.
yeah.
Okay. Are you part of like I'm seeing some kind of group, like a band or like a group of motorcyclists or someone kind of
Mm,
gruff.
Um, in the past, I dated a race car driver and I went to race car driving rallies and sporting events.
Okay, how about now? Do you have some kind of is there like a would you be able to identify the group of people that you hang out with as a certain type?
Um, no, I think it's the Aquarius moon more than the Leo Mars in that respect. I have friends from all walks of life. I spend time with different kinds of people all the time, and I'm very open and receiving of anybody. I mean, I have friends that are therapists. I have friends that are astrologers. I have friends that work in tattoo shops, but I also have friends that are in church groups. So it's very all over the place. I am the uniting force, though. I bring all of my friends together, and they can be from different walks of life and random, and I'm the common denominator.
Okay, I feel that in the moon in your first Aquarius, and then the Mars in Leo seventh, I feel you making an introduction or bringing people together at events or parties or something.
Yeah, I host in my apartment. I host pottery nights and drinking with a twist or painting with a twist. So I'll have a bunch of my friends come over. I'll have different stations set up and we'll all just talk about anything that's going on with us. But it's people that have never met each other and they come here and they make new friendships because of hanging out in this environment.
Okay, and it's like fun and engaging, and yeah, I hear music.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I have a very strong preference with music. Um, I'm the type of person that precedes albums 5 months in advance and get upset when the album comes out and everybody's excited about it. Like I knew that 5 months ago. I liked it first. But again,
Okay, there I
Aquarius
feel the
moon.
Mars in Leo that you liked it first.
hmm
And then comes the opposition to the moon in Aquarius, everyone else that is catching on. There I feel the
hmm
opposition very much.
Okay.
Okay, have you been a part of like being a fan of a band and going to their concerts?
Not going to their concerts, but when One Direction was big in 2014, 15, 16, I had a fan page on Tumblr and on Instagram. It was a hidden one. Nobody knew that it was me, but I had a pretty big following when I was in high school. It was my dirty
Yes.
little secret. Yeah.
Okay, there I feel that opposition very much.
Yeah. Back then it was very in to be into One Direction. So I kind of kept it hidden that I liked it. And I didn't want anybody to know that it was me, but I was like highly obsessed and had a big following and wrote fanfics and things like that.
Okay, right, that'll be the Mars and Leo. And then the Moon in Aquarius is all the following, all the people you're interacting with, right?
Hmm.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, can you notice something similar in pattern, in theme happening now?
Um, Yeah, with astrology, actually. I have a lot of people that coming up on 4 years ago when I got very into it, I would start pinpointing aspects. It'd be like similar to what's happening right now. One of my best friends, she has her son in Aquarius in the eighth house, and she works in insurance and investments. So I'm like, okay, that's that. And I'll always clock the aspect. And now there's people in my life that are getting involved with astrology and learning from the astrology podcast or whatever. And they'll start pinpointing things like that. And they'll be like, oh, that's Mars and Leo. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's this. So it'll start to go into this loop of people, things that I've been doing for 4 years. It kind of like turned into a thing now. And now it's like a cult little group that I have with my friends, and we'll be walking down the street, people watching will be like, oh, that's Venus and Aquarius. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's this. But other than
Okay,
that,
There I feel the Mars in Leo, and the Moon in Aquarius is all the people that you're passing by on the street, in the public, and you're identifying each of them. And also, again, notice that you were the first to catch on to something, and then people finally got onto it. So there
yeah,
again, I feel the Leo Aquarius up. Uh-huh. Okay.
yeah.
What about like I'm seeing a friend group and being the leader of the friend group.
Um, yeah. When it comes to, I wouldn't say that I have a determined friend group where everybody's always hanging out and there's a group chat on the phone. But like I said, the painting with a twist and hosting parties at my house or doing meetups at the park, it's always a bunch of my friends that I know from different walks of life, and we all come together and just hang out and do one specific activity that I designated as the activity of the weekend. Whether it be rollerblading or go to the park, having a picnic, painting, pottery, bird watching. We've done a bunch of weird stuff.
Okay, Leo Aquarius. Okay. Did you grow up in Colombia?
No, I immigrated, but I think that's more of the ninth house stellium that I have. I immigrated from Colombia when I was 2 years old. And I've lived in Miami, New York, and California in the United States since being here. But I left Miami when I was 16 to move to New York. So from 2 years old to 16 years old, 14 years to half Saturn cycle, I was in Miami growing up.
That's also making me think about Miami, New York, California. Those are big places. Those are highly populated metropolises.
Hmm.
So therefore, I'm seeing the Moon in Aquarius, especially being surrounded by people, and the Leo for me is like the big cities where there's always action, there's always something going on.
Hmm. Yeah, if there's one thing that I can say is that I definitely to retire, I would like to go to a farm and do some upstate stuff. But as of right now, I can't imagine myself being outside of a big city just because I crave the movement and the activity and just being surrounded by um, people that recognize you or see you on a daily basis, but you don't really know them. I think that there's something romantic about that of like seeing you every day, but not knowing your name. Oh, he's
Am I
showing
cutting out
stuff.
at all?
No, no. My dog just like shoved his face up.
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, I think that that's also Leo and Aquarius. Also, maybe a Scorpio midheaven thing. Like, you can see me, but you don't know me. Um, Also maybe an Aquarius rising thing.
Yeah, an Aquarius thing.
Yeah,
Blending
very
into the
Aquarius.
crowd. But
Yeah,
it's I see the pattern again with you having been famous for the One Direction profiles, but not being known.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's also very much if I'm at the dog park, I won't even introduce myself by my name. It's just like a dog thing. I'll talk about the dog and other people's dogs, but I don't really talk about myself in that regard. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, I think that it is that push pull, even when I'm in romantic relationships, that Leo in the seventh is more like my partners are very focused on themselves, not in a self centered way, but just like, this is what I do. This is the way that I show up in identity. And I just kind of hold space like the water bear. I'm like, oh, okay, this is you. Cool. But I tend to not stay in the shadows, but I would much rather prefer have the focus be on them than on me because I have a Virgo Venus. So if I focus too much on myself, I just overfunction and over criticize. So it's very, for me, attention on the partner, focus on the partner. And
Uh,
I'm always
mm,
good.
interesting. Did you stand out in some way growing up or still?
Yeah, constantly. I, I, like I said, I was born with Uranus Ascendant conjunction. I was born within 2 days of my parents thinking that I had died in utero because my mom fell down a flight of stairs. I was born through C-section and they thought I was a boy. I was a girl. And within 10 minutes of being born, I was lifting my head and moving my neck around. And since then, my parents, my grandparents, everybody's like, oh. And I started speaking when I was 9 months old. I started walking when I was 10 months old, and I just haven't stopped. Um, Always been a teacher's pet, but in a conflict driven way. So I'll stand up for myself for other students. When I was in preschool, I wouldn't finish my schoolwork, but I would help all the other kids finish their schoolwork because I spoke Spanish and English, and some kids only spoke Spanish. So I would walk them through their schoolwork. And the teachers would be annoyed because they'd be like, wow, finish your work. But then it'd be like, but I already did my work with everybody else. I finished everybody else's work. Why do you need me to finish mine to know that I can do everything? I already did it with everyone else
Okay.
for everybody else.
Do you see the moon in Aquarius? Everybody else, everyone
Yeah,
together, all the kids in
yeah,
the preschool, and the Mars in Leo, you're the one to disrupt, but you're also the one to lead, to teach everyone,
hmm,
and to stand
yep,
up for yourself.
yep. Even now, working with children, there's times that there's a birthday party or a school fair, and I'll be the person that volunteers to dress up in the costume and speak in the funny accents and be kooky and weird and keep the kids captivated to do the activity and all of that. And again, parents are like, oh my gosh, you're so great with kids. Who are you? And I'm like, I'm Professor something or other because I just like don't want to be perceived, but it does stand out in the way of like, who's that crazy person that's really good with kids or really good with dogs or really good with whatever? And I'm just like, it's not me, it's my mask. So it's very, I think that the Leo Aquarius axis for me is very, um, I'm noticed in the Leo way, but in the Aquarius way, I choose to stay detached and kind of push back on everything. So people will be like, oh my gosh, it's you. And I'm like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? I'll try to disappear as much as I
Okay, the
can. But
Aquarius, for me is like you being in a group of people and belonging, like blending in, right? Because Aquarius is the conformist, because it's Saturn. And it's like everyone getting along
Yeah.
together. So being part of the group, not being the one at the center of attention, but being one of everyone that's there, kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas Leo is the one to give the attention and to be at the center and to generate the noise and to be like, hey, 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 right? So I see that very
Yeah.
much. The people are giving
Yeah.
you attention, but you, Moon in Aquarius in the first, you love the people, you want to just be one of them. But people are giving you attention, Mars and Leo in the seventh.
Yeah. I mean, more than anything, I would consider myself to be an outsider in most regards, in the way that I'm the outsider and I bring people into the group without being inside of the group. It's very water bearer. Like I'll hold the community, but I'm right on the outside, just holding it up. But if you try to get me to go in, I don't really fit completely.
Interesting. I feel the opposition
Yeah.
there very strongly. The Mars and Leo, that you don't fit in completely.
Hmm.
And also Leo, right? The one to hold it, to be
Hmm.
the leader.
Yeah. And I mean, the Mars and
Okay.
Leo is very like Leo is childhood or children and like happiness and joy and all of those things. And I'm very much like the puppet master behind making sure the kids are having fun and doing their thing and directing their energy in a positive way. And the moon in Aquarius really gives me the structure to be able to hold that space and be like, kids are kids, they're going to fight, they're going to bicker, they're not going to want to share. How can I make sure that everybody's getting along in a way that still allows them to be children? And that's what the majority of my one-on-one dynamics with parents are. They want their kid to be a pianist or a singer or an athlete. And I'm like, well, you want her to be an athlete, but she has a Pisces stellium. The likelihood that she's going to be into music and creativity is way higher than her wanting to be a boxer. But your other kid has an Aries stellium, so maybe focus on that with them and let her do her doodles and be disassociated all the time. And there is that push and pull because I try to give the structure to parents and they're like, but no, this is what I want. It's very ego driven. Like I want my kids to be this way. I'm like, yeah, but that's not you're projecting your wants and needs onto a child that was born in a specific day, on a specific time, in a specific space to rule, to have a role in the world. So there is a lot of that push and pull with the structure versus the ego of parents and the ego of kids of like, this is what I want. Like, okay, if that's what you want, that's fine. But I'm just trying to relay what the information is here. So there's that push and pull, or I guess that Saturn rules opposition. So it's like the structure of wanting to be versus what the reality of the situation is.
Hmm. I'm feeling the Mars conjunct Regulus very much, by the way, in the
Okay.
seventh house, that they're so demanding and they want their kids to be outstanding Regulus, right? To have those height positions.
Hmm.
Yeah, and also the demanding nature, right? No, I want
Hmm.
this. That's mm.
Yeah. I think that my moon is also conjunct a fixed star. I don't remember what I saw it on Chloe Margarita's feed the other day that there's I think it's on the 23rd. Yeah, it's degree 23 of Aquarius. I don't remember what the name is. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Um,
Are you a motivator or a mobilizer?
um, yeah. I mean, I work with kids, so I'm constantly like, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, let's go. Let's get our shoes on. Let's
Yeah.
get our food in. Let's do this. Let's do this. What are the steps? This. So definitely in that regard, I'm very, and I don't ever stop. I don't sit to eat. I don't stop for really much of anything. The moment that I get up in the
Mm.
morning, I don't sit down until it's bedtime type of thing, or if I'm sitting in traffic or whatever. But I'm always constantly on movement.
Okay, I'm feeling the
Uh,
moon Mars there very much.
yeah. And I
It
mean, the
makes me
moon
feel like
Mars.
there's also a lot of, how can I like changes, like fights or separations or like action, like some kind of drama. Somebody's going through something all the time.
Um, I am the firefighter friend for sure. I will not hear from somebody for 3 months. And when I do get that reach out, they're like, I'm going through this and this, and this guy's driving me nuts, and this and this and this. And then I'm the one that kind of calms the situation and gives that outside interest or outside perspective. So I'm like, okay, well, since I've last seen you, we haven't spoken in 3 months. So he was isolating you. This was happening. This was happening. This was happening. How do you feel now that you're not together? Is it the lack of dopamine and oxytocin, or do you feel relieved and you just don't know what to do about it? So I'm very much the type of person that puts you into the realistic space and time. Like, this is what's actually happening, and
Mm,
this is
ew.
what we can do about it. But there's a lot of, for me, I mean, I'm an Aquarius moon. So there's that, okay, this is what I'm feeling, but this is the reality of the situation. And this don't really match. So how can I make it make sense? And it's usually stepping a couple feet back from your feelings and looking at the actual situation before you. So I think that that's a lot of the like leonine passion of like, oh, I'm freaking out and this is happening and this is happening. And the Aquarius comes in. It's like, okay, well, what's actually real out of what you're feeling, and what is just feeling and fire and the impulse to do something, and what is something that you could actually do without being even more chaotic and
I
dramatic.
especially feel the Leo in that, like waking people up, right? Putting their attention on something. Hey, look, let's talk
Yeah.
about this now. And you kind of force them like a commander. And I was
Yeah.
feeling like, yeah, you could be executive level, like make decisions for bigger groups of people.
I did do that in the past. I worked as the creative director for a fertility
Ooh.
agency. Yeah, which is interesting because it was an egg retrieval agency. So it was people that were going through a medical procedure to give other people the ability to have children. And I was a coordinator and creative director. So I was creating all the social media stuff, but I was also leading the coordinators that were speaking to the girls and saying, like, hey, these are the steps. This is what you're doing. This is how it happens. And I would also work hand in hand with parents. Like, we want a girl with blue eyes, blonde hair, or whatever the case may be. And I would have to kind of lean them back on realistic stuff. Like, if you want a blue eyed, blonde hair girl from California, she's probably not going to have a science degree. She's probably going to be an Instagram baddie. And it would be like that kind of thing. But yeah, I did lead multiple groups in actual working capacity. But I definitely like working with kids a lot better than a bunch of overgrown toddlers, which is the corporate life.
I feel here also like putting events, like bringing people together at a party or a club or a birthday celebration or a wedding, but just like getting people together around something.
I always plan my friends' bachelorette parties. I hadn't clocked that actually, but I am always the person that they, even if I'm not in the bridal party, they're like, hey, can you help us plan this? Like, how are we going to get everybody to go to Mexico and not fight? So bachelorette parties for sure. And I also plan a lot of kids' birthday parties. That's usually what I do with parents when it's around that time of year. I'm like, okay, well, this is what they're into right now. Because another thing that kind of sucks is when you work with kids, you realize the distance between parents and children. So it's that
Mm,
opposition between like wanting to take action on like being a kid and then the separation of like, these are my parents' responsibilities. So I can't always be with them. So I'm
yeah.
kind of the middle person that's saying, I spend the most time with them. This is what they like. This is what would make them happy. Even if you're not around all the time to see those things, I'm just going to bring them to you so that you know your child as much as you can. And I give a lot of those updates. Like, they're going to say this word today. They're really into sushi. They're really into this. And it's always kind of like a recap on the child's personality and how to bring the parent and the child a little bit closer and give them the ability to bond, but also with friends too. I'm like, oh, you guys both like this artist. You guys should go have a coffee date and talk about this. So there's a lot of that networking almost, but it's not to my personal benefit. It's just like, oh, you would like this person. This would do well for you. I also get my friends a lot of jobs too. Um, I I work with families and I'm like, oh, you know what? This person knows how to craft and sew. So why don't you do like a craft class with this person, and this person? These kids work well together. And I do a lot of that as well. Just a lot of networking, connecting, putting two people together, organizing that sort of thing. But kids' birthday
Yes.
parties, bachelorette parties, and again, like paintings with a twist, hosting parties at my house, doing that sort of thing.
I
Definitely.
feel like the organizer and also a campaigner, like to be able to promote someone and reach a large audience, like make advertising, for example.
I wish, but no, I'm not great with that. I think that's my Scorpio midheaven, though. I want to dedicate myself to a cause, but I also don't want the cause to lead me to being known. So I just kind of fall back,
For
even with
example,
threads.
having a GoFundMe
Mm,
for someone else, right?
I promote GoFundMe's on my threads often and on my
Exactly.
Instagram stories when
Yes.
friends are struggling. I really don't have a large following on anything. I think that again, it's that wanting to be an outsider, even if people want to bring me into the inside. Um, I don't I don't have a high following on anything, but I'm very the people that I do follow and the people that I do connect with, I have a strong enough bond that if I see anything going on for them, I'll support them or relay the cause or relay the message to the other peers that I am close to. But I have a very small network, but that small network is very close knit and there's a lot of trust there.
Yeah, and I also feel you naturally taking the lead in a team, like in a group of people that don't know what decision to make or who the leader will be, you naturally take the lead to
Yeah.
speak for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have Mars ruling my third house of communication. It's in Aries. So I'm very like, this is the decision. I'm sticking to it. This is what we're going to do. So it's working together with that Mars and Leo. It's ruling my third house. So it's
Right, because
very
Leo is
direct with the organization and
for me it's
dedication
about
to.
Leo being the pharaoh, like the king,
Mhm.
right, the leader, and then Aquarius is the people. And so
Yeah.
these two are connected and it's Mars in Leo. For me, that's what makes you the leader. Whereas the moon in Aquarius is that you care about everyone equally and meeting all of their needs. You're interested in all of the people. You like to
Yeah.
direct them, even if they're in totally disparate groups from different cities, different countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even to the regard that when I work with kids and we go out and do things all day, every day, I treat everybody, and I instill this in the children. I treat everybody exactly the same, whether it's a server at the restaurant or the president of the hospital that we go to every week. I treat everybody exactly the same. And the children have learned to do the same thing. They'll say hi to everybody, even if it's the doorman, even if it's the doctor, like the same amount of respect. And that's something that I personally find extremely important. So I really instill that in the people that I'm around, like treat people with kindness, which is also a One Direction Harry Styles song. And I'll just sing that song to the kids, like, maybe we can. And it's make people feel good, treat people with kindness. And it's become this thing where I don't see it because I guess I'm too close to the situation, but when I'm walking around, they're like, "You're so nice. Like you always treat everybody so well. You just like you're sunshine in a person." And I'm like, "I don't know about that. I have a fallen sun. Like I have a sun in Libra. Like yes, I'm very relational, but I also just I don't really see myself in that like bright and shiny way, but maybe that is just the moon Mars opposition of not being able to see myself clearly when other people are like, you're so nice. Like you treat everybody so well. The kids are always happy around you. Everybody's happy around you. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I guess. um,
Because you're directing and giving all that energy to other people. I see.
yeah. Um, I don't really see it for myself, but
It's
there's a
kind of
lot
like
of
you're so
commentary in that regard.
concerned with everyone else and making space for them to express and to be themselves.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just don't pay any mind to what's going on with me. I'm just like, okay, but everybody's being treated with kindness. It doesn't matter if I taught you to do that, as long as everybody's being treated
Yes,
well.
there's for me the moon in Aquarius, very
Yeah,
strong right there.
yeah.
Okay.
I also have a sun moon trine, so I think that that's also helpful with a lot of those things. Sun in the ninth house, moon in the first, and I just treat everybody
Right.
well and
Yeah.
in a just way. Yeah,
Okay, good. Let's pause there for today.
sure.
What do you think? How do you feel? What did you, yeah, is there anything else that comes up for you?
Um, No, I think that it's a really interesting aspect. It's definitely the one that I find to be the most relevant in my day-to-day life, just because of everything that I do. Um, yeah, this was cool to unpack. I hadn't really paid a lot of attention to the proximity of Regulus, so that's definitely something that I'm going to sit with for a while. I hadn't noticed that. I always considered that to be my Pluto Saturn trine to my chart ruler
Hmm.
because it's Pluto in the 11th house of networking and community into my third house of daily communications and all of that. But it's definitely interesting to put that Regulus piece into the puzzle. Um,
I
I'm
see it
intrigued to dive
also
into
in
that.
the way that you look because you have very big lips and you also have tattoos. And so,
Hmm.
inevitably, like you, if I was outside, you would catch my attention just because there's so many parts of you that are speaking and are kind of attention grabbing. I guess
Yeah.
also your style, like what you're wearing, is
Hmm.
kind of more, and also the way you do your hair, like clearly you're painting a picture. Yeah. It's not bland. So there I feel the Mars in Leo also. Like you
Interesting.
turning, yeah, you're getting attention from people. Just from the
Meanwhile,
way
I'm like, don't perceive me. I don't want anybody to look at me. And I'm just like accidentally doing all of these things without realizing. Fuck. Yeah. And I also have a giant dog that matches me exactly. So it's also
yes.
silly.
See,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very, very silly. Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's
Does he
always
bark?
interesting. No,
Okay, do
he's
people look at
completely
him
mute.
always and say, "Wow, look at what him."
I am constantly stopped on the street. If we're going on a 30-minute walk, it's because it was 15 minutes of people stopping me, being like, your dog is so beautiful. What breed is he? Is he fast? Is he race? This and this. And I'm sitting there like, yes, I have a script
Okay,
in my head. He's a greyhound. He's a rescue. He does run. He eats this much. It's already a script in my head. Nobody
okay.
asks about me though.
Yeah, that's common with dogs, I guess. Aquarius is all of the people that are in the
Hmm.
public, that are part of the
Hmm.
community that you don't even know, like those distant relationships, that don't
Yeah.
get too close to you, right? So that opposition with Mars, in that you're constantly stopped by them
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. You have to pause to be perceived and communicate
and
with
to
us.
give them
Yeah.
attention also. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot of that. Even with the kids that I got stopped, I have this uncanny ability to work with only really, really cute kids. So people will stop me and be like, oh my gosh, are you the mom? And it's a little black baby. And I'm like, do I look like a mom? Like, come on. But yeah, it is always, I don't intentionally by any means at all. Again, I have a midheaven in the first second of Scorpio. I don't want to be perceived. I'm not into it, but there is just this like absolute gravitas that people stop me, whatever I'm doing. And I don't enjoy it, but it's something that's been enough of a theme in my life that I've grown very acclimated and used to it at this point. But again, is it the Uranus ascendant conjunction? Is it the Mars opposite moon? Is it the midheaven in Scorpio? Is it the Saturn in Aries? There's just so many interesting things that are in my chart. Most of my planets are in fall also. So I just I look at it and I'm like, this is a clusterfuck, but it's my clusterfuck, so it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna stop recording.
Yeah.
That, by the way, before I do, for me, everything that you told was a perfect illustration of the opposition.
I think that me being very hesitant to be like, yeah, 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 is also just the oppositional force of like Moon and Mars, the driving force of your inner world. And it's like, okay, let me just stop there. It's about the people. It's about other people. It's not about me.
Mhm.
It's very Mars Moon opposition. And Saturn's my chart ruler, so those aspects just are stronger for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Lau and I are signing out. Goodbye to the people.